Okay, so we got it started. Hello, welcome back to a point of inspiration and yet another game of Knights of the Lamb. We have three intrepid young playtesters with their dear and just wonderful knights to be put through the test. And just as a little bit of a disclaimer for those watching now or in the future, this is intended to be primarily a kids game with the ability to play slightly more mature games. Um, and we have an entire cast of grown folk. So we might be erring on the side of mature. With that said, I would like you guys to introduce yourselves if you'd like, but your knights, more importantly, so that we all have a better idea of what knights are up for this task. Um, let's start with Princess Sparkles.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm going to be playing Princess Sparkles. She is a stuffed unicorn, and she is going to be the healer.
Okay. Princess Sparkles is the unicorn healer. And let's move on to possibly the most interesting knight, Marie Antoinette.
Hey, my name is Emily, and I'll be playing a knight named Marie Antoinette. She was originally a headless doll in a yard sale bin, and her little girl found her one day and was like, "Oh, it's Marie Antoinette." And yes, I am kind of ripping this from the Addams Family because Wednesday Addams had a doll like this. But let's see if she can save some children here.
If my mic would let me unmute it, last but not least, Plush Patty.
Hey, I'm Alexander Baldwin. I'm playing as Plush Patty, the Pastel Prophet, and she shoots laser beams of rainbow love to destroy the enemies.
I can't, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop muting because it's not letting me unmute. So, you three knights have been sent on a mission far from your children by the old man. The old man who is the only human in the spire and is often the one that makes many of the knights of the Lamb. He sent you off to this town because you're the only ones available. You're the only ones near. There aren't enough knights in the world protecting enough children. And this town is suffering from something. He doesn't know what. He needs you to find out what exactly. So you enter this town through a shadow off the side of the road. Gateway that allows you to step through. The town is some miles away from the freeway. It's a quite a sleepy town. It's about midday. It's really quiet, really dreary. There's a fog upon the town and a constant mist of rainfall. It's ever so slight, but it weighs on your stuffing heavily. You were sent here looking for a problem, something wrong, possibly chompers. Chompers are a vile creature that they nibble and chew at just about everything, with the only purpose of being to nibble and chew and sink their teeth into something or someone. They're nasty little balls of fur. And they look, I can find the right buttons, like that. These nasty little balls of fur with rows of teeth. The old man thinks that the problem stems from these chompers nibbling at the children of the town. So you have to find he would like you to find the source of these chompers. And if it's not chompers, what is it? And stop it. Stop it from spreading out into other towns, from reaching the freeway and spreading across the land, because, like he said, there's not many knights in the world right now. So when you first enter the town, and usually you would have to avoid painstakingly the sight of mankind. You know, any humans or children that would see you, you would often just go limp and revert back to a toy-like state. But making your way through this town, there seems to be no one walking about. It's in the middle of the day. Even though the mist does dim the midday sun, you would expect more movement, more people, you know, about their daily lives, walking around, driving to work, something. But it's almost like this town is dead, or, you know, in the middle of a waking nightmare. There's no children at play. Even the street lights, even, you know, they seem to be just gathering this aura of something off. As you start to search through the town, again, the mist and the light rainfall is weighing you down, slowing you up. As you draw closer to some of the buildings in town, you can start smelling it in the air. The rain brings it down low where you can get a good whiff. It smells like medicine, antiseptics, something acrid as well. It's far and beyond not pleasant at all. Then you see a man running out of one of the homes. He leaves in haste. He's got a thick white coat. Looks like maybe a lab coat or some form of duster. He's got a black leather bag he holds tightly in his hand. You stop to not be seen, but he doesn't even glance in your general direction. He's just running to the next home. As you draw closer, you can start hearing the echoes of a child crying, muffled slightly by the falling rain. What are you guys doing?
Just, you know, looking around, seeing if I can't spot anything that might lead us to what we're doing, because, you know, I don't really know what we're looking for, so I'm just keeping a keen eye out.
Okay. Anyone else?
Marie is currently invisible. She turned invisible as a reaction to the man come running out.
Okay. And Princess Sparkles. Anything?
Princess Sparkles would like to go check out the house that the man just came from.
Okay.
If my fellow knights would like to come with me.
Of course,
Of
Princess
course.
Sparkles.
So the three of you definitely make your way towards the house that had the adult sprinting out of it. As you draw closer to that house, you can hear a coming from a window. It's not a very big home. Um, it's a very small house. For the sake of the playtest, I'll be stating when we change scenes. And this is us entering an investigation scene. So you can hear like whimpering coming out from the house, followed by a deep voice sobbing.
Well, I move to go inside and look and see what I can find.
All right. How are you going about searching?
I'm using my keen ears to see if I can't pinpoint the source of the noise.
All right. And the rest of you?
I will follow.
Marie is going to see if she can gaze upon the child and maybe sneak a piece of cake for it.
All right. So it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're following Princess Sparkles is following Plush Patty.
Yes.
So it sounds like you're trying to help Plush Patty.
Yes.
All right. So Patty, you'd be rolling a normal roll. You can apply your knack, and Princess Sparkles, you can roll a single D10 for helping Plush Patty. And out of the 3d10s that are rolled, Plush Patty will be using the 2 highest results.
I got a 10 and a 5.
I got a 5.
Okay, so a 15 plus your knack.
My knack is 2, so 17.
All right. Oh, wait. The DC, I'll let you guys know for the purpose of the test, would be a DC 15. So you find the source of the noise, and you climb through a window, you're making your way through the home, and you see where the noise is coming from. It's not coming from any bedroom. It's coming from a general living space with the heater turned on. There's a sound of a child, and you can clearly hear the sound of an adult man, probably the child's father. You can see the child's legs dangling off the side of a couch as you approach from behind, and the kid's legs look to have a lot of red spots on them. Marie, you find yourself the kitchen, and a slice of white cake. But it's left in oh man, my brain. One of those platters that you usually put fresh baked cake in. But there's only a single slice left.
I pick up the slice on a plate and I go to carry it out, and I stick my head in my cleavage of my dress. And I think to myself, everyone loves cake. Cakes make everyone feel better.
All right. So, again, we're back in the living space. There's a father just sobbing uncontrollably at this point. And you hear, like, how are you knights proceeding?
Marie tries to sneak the cake next to the child.
Okay. Um, and the rest of you,
I mean, I guess I'll help. I'll use some magic to, you know.
like, you see Cake moving, but Marie's invisible.
Oh yeah, I forgot Mary was invisible. Yeah, then I don't help because I just think there's magical cake, and that's perfectly okay.
Okay.
Well, you
But
said the
what are you
cake.
doing?
You said the cake was white.
It's a white cake, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use rainbow magic to turn it rainbow colored.
Um, okay. And finally, for Princess Sparkles,
Um, I think I might try to do some kind of small distraction so the father doesn't notice the cake right away. Like some kind of small noise on the other side of the room.
all right. So Marie, I would like you to roll conflict resolution and apply your knack. So it's 2d10 plus your knack, and let's see. Yeah. Princess Sparkles is actively trying to distract the dad. So Princess Sparkles, you can help again.
Okay.
And I think this plus Patty just sounds like he's showing off.
No, she's trying to make the cake nicer for the child because you know, rainbow colored cake makes a child happier than just white cake.
Okay. So when you roll out of the 3d10 rolls, you keep the highest two.
Me?
Well, Marie Antoinette is getting closer, actively getting closer to the child. So Marie, you roll your 2d10, and because of your distraction, Princess Sparkles, you can roll 1d10.
I got a 7.
Okay. And Marie,
16.
what were your two rolls?
Oh, a 2 and a 9, and my knack is 5.
Okay, so you keep your 9, and you would use the 7 rolled by Sparkles because she was helping you. So that's a 16, and your knack is what?
My knack is 5.
All right, so that's a 21.
Yes.
Yowza. All right, so you draw closer and closer to the child, and you notice the cake starting to turn different colors and become this vibrant array of just sweet glory. The father gets up, wipes the tears from his eyes, and just taps the child. Shh, I'll be back, honey, and steps in the direction of the noise. Because you get close enough to the child to slide the child cake, you notice the child's legs hanging off the couch. The red spots actually look like bite marks, and they're infected. They're more than just red. They're red towards the outsides, but as you get closer to the bite marks, they start similarly to the cake, changing colors, but in much less vibrant hues. It's not pleasant at all. You can tell that these bite marks are indeed from chompers, but chompers' bites usually don't infect this badly, and they're decorated to the child's legs.
Poor thing. Marie slides the cake to the child and steps back down to let everyone else know what she saw. Chompers, mean ones. Very colorful bites. Well, not as colorful as the cake. Nothing as beautiful as that cake.
Princess Sparkles frowns I wish I knew how to fix humans as well as we knights. Maybe finding these things is the only way we can help.
Agreed. But
Yep.
how do we find them?
Well, the chompers are gonna come bite the kids again, so we could try and hide and wait for the chompers to show up.
The man who ran out looked like a doctor. Maybe if we follow him, we could find more clues?
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So, as you knights are leaving out the house at the cracked window from which you entered, you hear a bit of a rustling noise, the crashing of something metallic from the inside, and the scurrying and clawing of something nearby. It came from within the house, found its own way out. You see it running just off in the distance. It's a chomper.
Oh, well,
Marie chases it.
yeah, chase it.
Yes.
All right, give me a second.
I think it would be best to follow and see where it goes. Maybe we can find the rest of them.
Marie's probably already gone. She's a little mad.
So that's the end of the investigation scene. You found out it was chompers. And now we're entering a chase scene. Play chase music. All right, so you give chase to the chomper. The chomper started a little ahead of you. It's running in the rain down the. This is a small town, so that there's really no difference between the sidewalks and the streets. And it's running, splashing its little clawed paws in the rain, slowly being obscured by the mist. So how do you knights give chase?
Well, I'm still invisible, but I don't know. Can I roll to use my knack?
Yeah, you could see if you're lucky enough.
So just a D10 plus 5 then?
It's 2d10 plus your knack.
Okay.
Yeah. It would be different, depending on how you role play.
I want to try and see if I can think where it might be going. Since I obviously can't outrun it, I want to see if I can guess by where it's going, where it would actually be heading to.
So you're trying to calculate its trajectory?
That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Those sound like smart words. You can roll your 2d10 and add your brains. And Princess Sparkles. What would you be doing?
Princess Sparkles drops from 2 legs to all 4s to try to see if she's faster that way.
Okay, so it sounds like a knack roll to me. Or brawn. Your choice.
Well, they're the same.
I rolled a 3 and a 4, and my knack is plus 5.
So an 8 is not enough.
I trip on my dress.
I rolled a 4 and a 9, and my brains is plus 4, so that's 17, I think.
A 17 is a very good roll.
Good. I hope it's good enough then.
And Princess Sparkles?
I got an 8 and a 9, and it'd be a plus 2. So.
An 8 and a 9?
Yeah.
God, that's an amazing roll. So a 19 total. So you guys are giving chase through the roads of this small town. Um, the chomper, you could tell that it looks over its shoulder as it's running, noticing you guys. Give chase as you're slowly creeping up on it, closing the distance. It jumps up onto the side of one of these wooden homes, and it claws into it, leaping off the home, but clawing a lot of wooden splinters off that go flying your way. So, how do you knights deal with the wooden splinters?
Can I make a shield out of rainbows to protect them?
Yeah. That sounds like you're helping someone.
Probably. Unless there's a spell that lets me make shields.
There is that's shaping magic.
I don't have shaping magic.
Okay. Marie and Sparkles.
Marie tries to dodge and try to make a shot at this chomper with two needles, if possible.
The chomper is still a ways away. But you can definitely roll to see if you can avoid being skewered. What is Sparkles doing?
She's going to try to roll out of the way as well. Let's pull a
Okay.
ninja move.
Okay, you guys. I don't know if you know, you actually can still help each other and work together even during chase scenes. So, it seems like utilizing his magic to help his allies or her allies. I'm sorry. Plush Patty, you can roll a d10. And choose which one of your allies that you actually are trying to help.
Well, since I can't actually see Marie Antoinette, I'm gonna try and put a shield around Princess Sparkles.
All right. So Sparkles, you would roll 2d10 and apply your knack. And Patty, you just roll 1, and the highest 2 results rolled will be added together.
I got a
was
6.
also thinking of. Oh, sorry. I was
That's all.
thinking of hopping on Princess Sparkle's back. Since she's
I'm
going a lot
for it.
faster than me.
Okay. So you can roll it a single d10 to help Princess Sparkles as well. Since you can help guide her as a shield.
I rolled a 4.
Okay. Plush Patty, what did you roll?
A 6.
And Princess Sparkles?
I got an 8 and a 2.
Ooh, you hover on those 8. So an 8 and a 6 would be the highest 2. That's 14. And applying your knack would be a total of what?
It'd be plus 2, so it's, what, 16?
16? All right. This time around, the chomper seems to be gaining distance on you guys. It's getting a little further away. That obstacle slowed you down quite a bit this time around. So it continues to run. It jumps on a metal can, a trash can, and actually uses the momentum to make a 90-degree turn, jumping off of the metal can, knocking it down, spilling the garbage inside everywhere, the contents spilling across the floor, creating a small little debris field for you knights to contend with. And it's now out of sight. It dipped behind another one of the homes. How are you knights giving chase?
I'm gonna.
Is there Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
Is it like cold outside? Are there icicles hanging from the houses?
Yeah, sure, why not? It's unseasonably cold. It's not cold enough to be snowing, right? It's still, raining like a sheet of just light rain. There is this fog obscuring everywhere. But yeah, I guess there could be a couple of icicles around, small ones.
Because I was thinking of throwing my head to hit some icicles over this chomper and bring them down upon it. One of my personality traits is creative.
Okay. Okay. What about everyone else?
I'm going to blast all the trash and turn it into something not trashy.
Okay. And Sparkles?
Sparkles is still giving chase to the best of her ability.
All right. So everyone rolls for themselves. Sparkles and Marie, you can roll and apply your knack to the total roll. And Patty, you can apply your brains.
I got a 16.
16 total?
Yes.
Okay.
Using my creative personality, I can add a d10 to my roll to get the better one.
Okay.
I got a 17.
Oh, okay. And Princess Sparkle?
I got an 11.
All right. So as Patty blasts away the garbage, helping to clear a bit of the path, and all of a sudden you can see Marie sort of reforming before your eyes. Her head no longer in hand. You hear a boom, and then a crashing and shattering of a bit of ice. As you can see her head slowly bouncing and rolling down off of, the gutters of one of these homes. You manage to turn the corner, and you're starting to close the distance. The chomper is like batting away, bits of ice and stuff off of its fur. It's this is the last house in town. It turns for just a moment as you guys turn the corner, and it roars at you, a bit of a hiss with the roar, like it shakes the last bit of frost off of it, and it begins to run, this time with a bit of a limp. You guys
I
are
pick up my head
almost
as we
there.
go by. Sorry.
Okay. So the way is clear. How are you guys giving chase this time?
About how close are we to it?
If you guys do really well, you might be able to catch it this turn. But
Yeah.
if you don't, you feel it's gonna get into the woods, and with the trees and the fog and the rain, even though it's the middle of the day, it's a lot darker once you get to the woods.
Marie just says, "Faster, Princess Sparkles! Don't let it get away!" And I'm holding my head out, staring over at the chomper, like the headless horseman.
All right. Sounds like
Princess-
you're helping Princess Sparkles with the motivational speech.
Princess
Yes.
Sparkles lowers her head and just charges at the thing.
All right. And
Horn
Plush Patty?
first.
Plush Patty is going to try and help her run faster by anything that looks like it's going to be in her way. I'm going to try and like turn it into something else. No, I can't turn it. I don't have shaping magic. I'm going to just blow it up with rainbows and love.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys can, Patty, you're rolling a d10, and Marie, you're rolling a d10. Princess Sparkles, you will roll 2 of them. And again, your choice of knack or brawn. The highest 2 rolls are being applied to that.
Also, I just remembered I have the thing called glowworm, so I actually roll twice when helping, right?
You roll twice, or you roll 2d10 when helping.
I think it's 2d10. Yeah.
So you can roll 2d10, but it's still only the highest 2 rolls that are used.
That's fine because I got a 9, so that'll be helpful. And a 6.
I rolled a 2.
I got a 10 and a 1.
So a 9 and a 10, which is 19, plus your knack.
Plus 2. So
So a 21.
21. Yeah.
Yeah. With the help of, Plush Patty, the pastel prophet, literally obliterating, little obstacles, pebbles, rocks, twigs that are just in the way. I mean, for knights, twigs are a big deal. With rainbows and love, the inspirational words of Marie Antoinette coming from her head, just above yours as she's holding it, steadfast, and your 4 plushy hooves galloping along. You manage to close the distance and engage this chomper before it has a chance to get away. It didn't expect to be caught, so just as it's turning in its surprise, its mouth gaping open, preparing to chomp down on one of these tasty little knights, you guys get to act first. So what do you guys do? In any order you guys choose. When you close in on this one chomper, you know that chompers usually aren't much of a threat as long as they're alone.
Marie pulls a few pins out of her hair and throws them at the chomper.
Okay, so you can roll your attacks.
Plush Patty is going to use Rainbow Guidance System to help her hit better.
Okay, so you're like putting the laser dot.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, since Princess Sparkles is still charging, she's going to see what kind of damage her plushy horn can do.
All right. So your horn sounds like it's a small, pokey weapon. So you can actually attack twice with it using your knack.
Okay.
Or your choice between knack and brawn. And Marie, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're throwing 2 small pokey weapons, right?
Yes.
With the magical aid of Plush Patty, the pastel prophet. So you can apply your knack to the roll, and Plush Patty, while you're helping, because of glowworm, you get to roll 2d10.
I get to roll another 2d10?
No. You roll your normal 2d10, Marie, and Plush Patty is helping you, but because of a special feature, she rolls a 2d10, and out of the pool of 4 dice rolled, the highest 2 are used for your attack roll.
I got a 1 and an 8.
Okay, and what did you roll, Marie?
Let's see. I rolled a 13 and a 14.
You rolled a 13 and a 14. No, what were your D10 rolls by themselves?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm using a calculator thing.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Okay. Let's see. The first attack was a 6 and a 3, and it's +5.
Okay, so you would use your 6 and Patty's 8, which is a 14 plus your 5, which is a 21.
Okay.
Good God.
And my second one was an 8 and a 1 +5.
All right. So these needles, these pins go flying through the air. There's this unicorn charging. All right. Um Princess Sparkles doesn't have a chance to pierce the hide of the chomper as the first pin sends the chomper reeling and rolling over. The second pin would have hit in the same place the first one did if the chomper were still up. You dispatch the lone chomper with ease. Again, they are not a threat, not much of a threat when all alone. It lets out a as it goes down.
No more cake for you.
Awesome. So we're moving on to another scene now. So as you knights, with such ease, dispatch this chomper at the edge of town, by the beginning of the woods. Like I said, it's a bit darker, it's a bit more obscured with the trees, the fallen branches around, the mist covering everywhere, and this sheet of, while not heavy, constant rain. You can start to hear the sounds of running water, as if there's a nearby river, the groan of wood, and the sound. Where was I? The groan of wood and the sound of a closing door. You look over to notice that just outside the edge of town is another home, a miller's home, the water wheel turning. So what are you guys doing?
Based on what I saw, did I think that the chomper was headed there?
Yes.
All right. Patty says, I think he was going there. We should check inside. Maybe that's their lair.
Most certainly. And Marie Antoinette gives Princess Sparkles a pat like she's just a regular horse.
Princess Sparkles stands up on two legs again, kind of shakes herself off and nods. Yes, we should go there.
Marie Antoinette is kind of disappointed, but okay.
So you guys decide to enter the house. This is the beginning of a new stitch or a new scene, and we're moving into an investigation scene. You guys enter the house, and you can tell someone has moved through here recently. There's a bit of the mist from outside bleeding into the home. You know that the chomper was, for some reason, running to here as fast as its little clawed feet could take it. It's silent right now in this home. What do you knights do?
Well, what's in the home?
You would have been entering, for lack of a better descriptor, like the foyer or the mud room. You know, the first entrance before you get to the dining area. You know, there's a few archways and doors leading to different areas of the home or of this building. You guys investigating the home, or?
Yeah, so we're just there's just a bunch of doors.
Well, yeah, you know, you would go in. There's the entryway, the mud room, or the foyer, whichever you're more comfortable with it being. And of course, right afterwards, there is a natural living space with an archway to one side, an archway to the other, and you can see one or two doors through one of the archways.
Are there footprints on the ground in the dust or whatever?
You're looking for footprints?
Uh-huh.
All right. What about the rest of you? Like, how are you approaching the situation?
Marie is looking around for any people that might be in the house.
You're looking for signs of life?
Yeah.
All right. And Princess Sparkles?
She'd probably be helping Plush Patty, but she's not very smart about this thing herself.
All right.
Right now, Princess Sparkles is just following everyone else's lead, trying to keep an ear out for any sounds that might be happening.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like the two of you are helping Plush Patty.
Yes.
All right. So you get to each roll your normal D10 for helping. And Plush Patty, you do a 2D10 roll, normal conflict resolution, and you can apply your brains.
Right, I got an 8 and a 3.
I got a 9.
I got a 9.
So we're looking at a 9 and a 9. So 18.
Plus 4, 22.
Oh, what the heck? All right. Oh, man. You see, you notice little footprints, too small to be from anything in the world of men. They look like they could have come from another chomper, but not the chomper you guys left outside. There's at least one more chomper following the footsteps. You enter the house and you can see small little shoes just lying on their side, tossed uncaringly about. They're children's shoes. So there's another child in here, another knightless child with no one to protect them from these chompers. As you walk, you're seeing the different rooms, the archways. To the side, on the other side of the archway, there are stairs heading upwards, and then a door right next to the stairs. The door looks like it might lead a little bit deeper into where the mill actually begins. But from the stairs on the second floor, you can hear sort of faint mumblings. You can hear the mumbling coming up, but not quite loud enough for you to make out what is actually being said.
Does it sound like it's a child or an adult?
Sounds like an adult.
And the child, what is their current state? Are they just sleeping on the ground?
Well, from where you're at, you wouldn't have seen the child. You can only hear an adult's voice coming from upstairs. But you know
Oh,
there's a child. You know there's a child here because you saw the shoes.
yeah. Oh, okay, sorry.
No problem. So what are you knights prepared to do?
I mean, do the footprints lead on? Could I still try and find the chomper?
Yeah, the footprints, the tiny little paw prints start to become a little bit more numerous, and they go off to the left towards the door, leading into the mill. However, there are other footprints that bleed off coming from the door in the mill, going, up the stairs, and some around the stairs deeper into the home.
I still suspect that they're in the mill.
Perhaps a nest of them?
Well, that's no fun. We should get rid of them so that the kids won't be bitten anymore.
Yes. And we give all the children cake.
So what are you guys doing?
Well, since we're near it, we could check out the door.
Okay. You guys are opening the door to go to the next area into the mill, or you're just examining the door?
I'm gonna peek under the crack of the door to see what I can see in the other side of the room, and I also have dark vision, by the way, within throwing distance.
Yeah. The rest of you?
I'm just gonna wait for her to see what she sees then. Unless I can shoot rainbow lights under it so she can see better.
I don't know if that'll help her. But all right. And finally, Princess Sparkles.
I'll listen at the door to see if any sounds come out, like any scrabbling or anything.
Okay. So you guys walk a little off the side to where the door is. Princess Sparkles, you can roll your conflict resolution and apply your knack and
2d10?
Yeah. 2d10. And Marie Antoinette, you are trying to look under the door, so you can apply your brains.
I got an 11.
All right. And Marie?
Out of the 2d10, you get the highest roll, correct?
The highest two numbers. So you would keep both of the d10s and add them together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 3 and a 10s, so
So that
and I
would
have
be
a +1 on my brains.
so that'd be a 13 plus your +1 for a total of 14.
Okay. I don't know. Is there any way my dark vision would add a bonus at all, or?
Well, you can actually see.
Oh, all right.
So what you see when you peer through is like further in the mill, there is a little bit of a light, like a lantern on, dimly lighting that area. But what you can see in the shadows, which are the sacks of, grain and wheat for the mill. And it looks like they're a bit scattered. Like the grains are scattered on the floor. There's claw marks in the bag. And with your ear to the door, you don't actually hear anything.
Marie Antoinette lifts her head back up, blinking with their lashed eyes, and says, I think chompers have been through here. There's mostly just grain, seeds, whatever those are. They're slashed open with claws.
I don't hear anything right now, so they may be gone. Or they may be deeper in the house.
Indeed.
You can start hearing footsteps, large, heavy footsteps, the creaking of wood coming closer and closer from above head. It's probably
Marie Antoinette turns invisible.
Princess Sparkles turns invisible.
You have that ability too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so Plush Patty, what do you do?
There's a couch, right? I go hide under the couch.
You run back into the living space?
I mean, unless there's something else to hide under.
All right. So yeah, those that are invisible and don't have to worry can clearly see an older gentleman, walking down the stairs. He walks out. He's wiping tears from his eyes, and he leaves the area into the living space, crosses the living space, and you can just hear him, breathing, sighing, and he sounds like he pops a bottle of something, and you hear the tinging of glass, and for Plush Patty, you can feel the couch sort of sink and draw closer to you as you're hiding under it, as the man sits down, and it sounds like he's drinking something.
Is this the man we saw running out before?
No,
Okay, just checking.
this is not even the same house that man was running towards.
Well, I wasn't paying attention to where he ran.
It's fine. So what do you guys do? It's especially Plush Patty, I would like to know, since he's hiding under the couch for which this man is sitting.
Well, I'm reading the use magic ability, and it says I can throw my voice.
Okay.
Can I throw my voice into the room to make it sound like there's somebody in the room?
In what room? In the living space?
No, in the mill.
Sure. It's kind of far from where you're at, but yeah. Throw it. Are you going for any specific sounding voice or any specific words?
The most gruff that a rainbow-colored rabbit can sound.
Okay. So, roll your use magic.
I got a 9 and a 3.
A 9 and a 3.
I guess
So
I would add my charm.
Everyone will use magic is you don't necessarily apply anything to use magic, but you do manage to throw your voice. Everyone can hear whatever you're saying. What is it that you're saying, by the way?
I say something like, "Oh, we'll just eat all the grain here," because Plush Patty has no idea. She just wants him to go check what's in the room. So maybe if he thinks people are stealing his grain.
You just hear, the couch sort of lifts up. The springs extend. You hear the heavy footfalls again. The setting down of glass, and For those of you that can see, the man grabs a stick of some sort.
I'm gonna
And-
follow behind him, so that when he opens the door, I can run inside and hide somewhere.
All right. So he opens the door. He goes inside. And he's like, "Hey, you damn kids. Who's there? Hey." And he, moves around a bit. He kind of like taps his stick on, some of the pillars, and, he ducks under as the mill wheel is starting to roll around very slowly. God, I'm losing my mind here.
Does he notice the sacks of grain at all that they're toppled over?
No.
Oh,
He
doesn't
has,
care anymore.
he's doing, and he's, knocking around stuff, but he does seem like his mind is a bit elsewhere.
I am going to hide his alcohol.
Yeah, so you go back in the living space and hide his alcohol. So, you do that. That's fine. What do you? I know Plush Patty followed him in. What is Princess Sparkles doing?
Princess Sparkles has been eyeing the stairs, but she doesn't want to leave her fellow knights downstairs.
All right, so you have one night in the living room, one night in the mill, and the final night in between both areas. Eventually, the older man grumbles and he's just like, and he walks out and he lets the stick sort of fall by his side and he's dragging it behind him. He walks out, he motions to close the door. The door begins to swing close, but the stick doesn't clear the door before it does, leaving the door slightly ajar. He goes back into the living space, slumps down on the couch, and for those of you that are close enough to hear, he just says, "Lord, please just give me the strength." And he goes to reach and he's like, "Where? Oh, if it's not one thing, it's another." And he starts looking in the living space for where he left his drink. What are you knights doing?
Marie Marie is going to speak while silent, and she's just gonna kind of whisper and say, "I will give you the strength, but you must quit drinking."
Give me a roll with your charm. Marie?
I I rolled a 1 and an 8, and I have a +1, so 10.
So 10. He kind of gets up and he's like, I'm hearing things now. And, he's fighting back sort of tears, and he goes back off to the other room, which is apparently the kitchen. And you hear like another glass, another popping sound, and the tinging of glass on glass, but this time it seems to be repeated, like his hand is shaking while pouring. And you finally start to hear him begin sobbing.
Oh.
Now, Princess Sparkles or Plush Patty? What are you guys doing?
I mean, I'm gonna look around the mill. I have no idea that they're not with me.
Yeah, so you're in the darkness of the mill, and like I said, there was this one lantern light. You can hear the mill stone turning, but you actually hear a bit of crunch, like something is still being milled. Um, do you go closer to the millstone? Do you search the sacks? Like, what is it specifically that you're doing while you're in the mill?
I'm looking around for more signs of where there might be chompers. Like, do I know like how they nest? Like, do they nest, or do they just curl up on the floor and sleep somewhere?
Um, Signs of chompers are always claw marks, bite marks. You know, pieces of wood, furniture, garbage, things that are always gnawed upon. They gnaw and bite on everything. Not just biting children, but they bite everything. Like like a teething child, they search for some form of relief. So you can find signs of them in that way. They don't usually nest. They're always moving to find something to satiate that need to bite. Uh, and when more than one starts to go together, they swarm in a way, moving like a school of fish or, you know, a flight of bees or birds, almost like one giant entity. Um, and again, wherever they go, they just leave things sort of gnawed and ripped apart. So you're searching for signs of that?
Yeah, I'm just searching for signs of where they might be now. Because I'm thinking maybe that they're sleeping, which is why we didn't hear them earlier.
Okay. And you can give me a roll and use your brains since you're trying to actually locate a sleeping space for these things.
I got a total of a 17.
17? All right. Um you're starting to see like pieces of wood that seem to be clawed and bitten away. Um there's actually more as you get closer to the light, more and more signs of little muddy prints going in every which direction. The sound of that wheel turning, crunching on something. And you see something a bit odd, something that as a knight you've never encountered before. It's like the light of the lantern beginning to dance off something in the shadow. If you move closer to it, it looks to be almost like porcelain like. It's a bit pale and purulescent and looks like a wasp's nest.
I'm gonna get closer to it, but I'm gonna try and be silent and then just kind of check it out,
All
get
right.
a better idea of what it might be.
Princess Sparkles, are you still just waiting there?
Princess Sparkles is going to kind of stick her head in the door just to see if Patty needs any help with anything. But so she can help either one of her people if they need it.
He currently doesn't look like he's in any distress. You don't hear anything. He's not calling out to you. He does look like he's moving around, investigating and analyzing, being as smart as, or I keep saying he. Forgive me. Your character is a female teddy bear.
She's a bunny.
Yeah, she keeps, searching around and about and being very critical and analyzing as ever she is. Right. And then moving finally back to Marie, failing Failing to get this man to quit drinking, what is Marie doing?
Maria is a little disheartened and she kind of glances at the bottle and tries to drink it herself. But it just kind of goes right through her head because it's not attached to her neck. And she's just like, oh, right. And she just kind of drags the bottle with her into the mill to just, I don't know, maybe it could be useful, but she just kind of wants to keep it for now.
All right, so you know,
The Princess Sparkles, you see a moving bottle and it goes inside the mill.
Like, oh, okay, I found Marie. I'll follow.
and the sound of the dragging across the wooden floors. Plush Patty, you draw closer to this wasp's nest, this porcelain-like wasp nest. And you know, it's right by the mill, the grindstone, sorry. It's not but a couple of feet away from the grindstone as it's turning. You can hear the falling of objects from the hopper to where the grindstone grinds, and the more, you know, the crunching of stuff. And a cracking sound also. But the cracking sound is not coming from the grindstone, it's coming from this wasp's nest.
So there's a cracking sound inside of this wasp's nest?
It sounds like something tough is being, you know, cracked and split open. Tough and small.
Do I think I could fit and go inside of the wasp's nest?
You might, but it's still just off the outside of the light, so it's hard to really make out, you know, the actual shape, size, and dimensions of this thing. Do you want to like get closer and?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep getting closer until I have more of a clue what it is.
It's really hard to see. It's dark. It looks, as you get closer, you can see the way the light is dancing. That its shape is kind of acorn-like. There's a lot of little rises and falls and ridges, but it's still really hard to make out what this wasp's nest is. And you know, you hear more cracking and the sound of like scurrying in a way.
All right, well, can I cast magic trick to make a small light source, which is my bow? The bow on my head is gonna glow.
Yes, you can.
Do I have to roll to try and make the magic work?
No, that's simple enough.
Okay.
Your bow, you know, begins to glow bright and illuminate, shedding light on this wasp nest. And now you can see in your allies that are a bit further back, can clearly see as the light from your bow illuminates this form, that while the shape is roughly that of like a wasp's nest, it seems to be comprised of row after row after row of tooth after tooth after tooth, various sizes, various types of teeth, and in various forms of being. Like some have cavities, some are baby teeth, some are canine teeth. You know, some are from humans and others are from animals. And many of them are in various forms of decay. And again, you hear the crack, crack, crack coming from inside.
I'm gonna walk up beside Patty and drop my invisibility and ask, "What have you found?"
A whole bunch of teeth. Gross, nasty teeth. I think it might be where all the are coming from. I think it's something bad.
All right, with
Let's
the
smash it.
go ahead.
Let's smash it.
All right, with the light of Patty's bow, the chatting going on, you can start hearing coming from a bit overhead by the hopper and some of the rafters, the sound of claws digging through wood, and as or if you knights look up, catching the light from Patty's bow, you see the shimmer of eyes, more than one pair. And again, crack, 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 coming from this nest. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna try and blow up the tooth thing.
You're gonna try and blow up the tooth thing?
Yeah, with rainbows in love.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Me is going to help by throwing the bottle at the tooth thing.
Okay, so you're throwing the bottle of alcohol. So this tooth thing is being attacked by a bottle of alcohol, rainbows in love. And finally, Princess Sparkles.
Princess Sparkles is going to draw her quarterstaff and take like a fighting stance.
Okay, so you just prepare for onslaught.
Yes.
All right. So it sounds like Marie Antoinette is attempting to help Plush Patty. So you can work together. You can roll your D10. Plush Patty, you can roll your battle magic and apply the highest 2 out of the 3 rolled dice.
Well, I got an 8 and a 3.
And what did you roll, Marie?
Do I just roll a straight D10 or?
A single D10. Whenever you're helping an ally, unless you have like glowworm, something that could help you, you would normally only roll a single D10.
Okay, I rolled a 2.
Yeah, so it doesn't change anything.
I got a 15 then.
Okay, a 15. So you crack a hole in this thing, right? Your magic. As a matter of fact, why don't you tell me how your magic cracks a hole with Marie's help? How does it crack a hole in this
So
thing?
there's a my bow is shining with a pastel rainbow light, and it concentrates for a second into a narrow beam, which then redirects towards the thing and shoots a laser at it. It hits the teeth in an impact that is heart-shaped and explodes little pieces of still rainbow glowing teeth.
All right, so there's a flash of rainbow light. Within that flash, you can hear the grow louder as several chompers jump down on you guys from the rafters. I'll handle that first. So there's a ball of biters descending upon you. They're all moving together. Oh, wait, where's my D6? I want to just... Oh, okay. there's about a half dozen chompers just gnawing at you guys, and they all jumped down. They all landed on you on the same times, and you can all like hear the clomping of jaws moving about you. Some may or may not find purchase. Will all of you roll your defense rolls? What's that? Oof.
I am going to use my good guy bonus to use my slippery characteristic.
Okay.
So I get an automatic 11 plus
Okay.
5, so 16.
16. So Marie,
Yes.
you lose 4 hearts.
Ow.
Is there a mechanic I can use to re-roll?
No.
Oh, well. Shoot. Like I have... Okay, well I rolled Snake Eyes, so...
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, you're probably going down. This may have been too much. You rolled Snake Eyes for a total of what
4.
on your defense? So your total defense is 4.
Yep.
So you would lose 16 hearts if you have them. I don't know if you have them.
I don't think so.
All right, so we'll handle that in a second. Princess Sparkles?
So it's 2d10 plus
It's plus your knack and
that.
any protection that you happen to be wearing.
Okay, it would be 18.
18?
Yeah.
You only lose 2 hearts.
Okay.
Now, I need Plush Patty to roll a d4 twice because you gain 2 conditions.
I got a 2 and a 3.
All right, so Brains Burn, Knack. You gain the condition Wimpy and Knackered, which
Okay.
means your Brawn and your Knack are now penalties instead of bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
So when you would apply them, you add them as a minus instead of a plus. Now for Marie Antoinette, how many hearts did you go down to?
4.
4? Okay,
Yeah.
so you would roll twice as well. Once for 6 and once for 4. So roll a d4 twice and let me know what you get.
I roll a 1 and a 3.
A 1 and a 3. So you get the condition dunce and knackered. So your brains and your knack become penalties now. I know, and you're a knack character, so that's really bad for you.
Oh, I get some bronze, so
And Princess Sparkles, you didn't happen to drop down to a 6 or a 4 hearts, did you?
I'm on 6.
Okay, so you roll once.
A 4?
A d4, yes.
A 2?
A 2, that is your brawn. So you gain the wimpy condition and your brawn becomes a penalty. So they drop one of you. These half dozen chompers are gnawing away. There's stuffing going everywhere. You know, the light being shed by Plush Patty is like dancing all about chaotically. There's shadows going everywhere. And then in the midst of this chaos, the powdery smoke from the explosion on this wasp's nest made of teeth starts to clear. And from inside flies out a creature nearly as big, slightly bigger than most of you, but not quite as big as Princess Sparkles. You know, it opens its mouth. It's like, there's sharp little fangs everywhere. It has long, spindly fingers, multiple serrated legs, and as it roars, it lets loose this long green tongue that is actually tipped with 3 claws, tiny wings beating rapidly, buzzing in the air. What you see is this. Beginning
Bad
to
thing.
emerge. Huh?
I was just saying bad thing.
Yeah, that's the bad thing. So it buzzes out and it flies. But it doesn't actually do anything yet. It seems to be licking like its carapace and some of the wasp's nest. Stop sharing. There we go. So what do you knights do now?
Princess Sparkles wants to heal her allies.
Okay.
So, can I only do one at a time, or?
It takes you an action to heal.
Okay. So I will heal Plush Patty since she seems to be the worst right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the 2d10 plus. What is magic?
Healing magic should be a difficulty of 12.
Uh, 13. Do I add anything to that?
No. Unless you have extra huggable.
No. So a 13.
13. So Plush Patty, you go up to 1 heart.
Great. Do I get to act this round?
Yeah, you're no longer down and beat up. You're, how does it look when your magic, as you touch Plush Patty and use your magic to heal her a heart?
I place a plush hoof on the closest part I can reach, and then my horn starts to glow with like this pink glittery misty cloud, and it kind of surrounds her and pulls her stuffing back in.
All right. And it looks like Plush Patty is raring to go, so with some of your stuffing put back where it belongs.
Yeah. Marie Antoinette is gonna pick up the bottle again, and she's gonna let out a war cry and start trying to slam these chompers into this flying abomination. And I'm gonna use my creative thing.
What are you trying to create?
I am creating baseball designed to kill strange wasp monsters.
It just sounds like you're using the broken bottle like a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, it's improvised weapon and using chompers like baseballs. I am creating destruction and mayhem.
All right, I don't know what to do with that, but let me find out what Plush Patty is going to attempt to do. Maybe it'll help me figure out what's going on.
I'm going to try and I'm going to shoot rainbows into the glass so that everyone looking at it is dazed a little bit and she can smack people easier.
Huh. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to dazzle everyone.
So Marie
Otherwise,
Antoinette,
I'm trying to use my brawn to smack things into the sky.
So what's yeah, that just sounds like a regular attack, and Plush Patty is helping you a bit. So you could roll like, because it just seems like you're attacking with a big weapon.
Well, it's a giant bottle.
Yeah, I mean you're a knight, so even with it broken, it's still probably a large weapon.
All right, I'll just do a regular 2d10 attack then.
But Plush Patty gets to roll 2d10 while helping you,
Okay.
and you can still use the 2 highest rolled. Are you directing your attack at one of the chompers or this flying creature?
Well, I was trying to smack the chompers into the flying creature.
All right, so how about this? If you roll using a single d10, we can see if we can make that happen if you're successful.
Right. Oh, I rolled a 10, and my brawn is +3.
Okay, and what did you get, Patty?
I rolled an 8 and a 6.
An 8 and a 6. So you have an 18 +3. Give me a quick second. Where is this thing's defense? Oh my gosh. Okay. 18 plus 3 is a 21, right? So just give me a second to do mathises.
Yeah.
You knock. You knock one of these chompers into like this unawares sort of distracted tooth fairy, and the tooth fairy gets hit, bats the chomper away, and that chomper hits a second. The 2 chompers just fall kind of limp, and the tooth fairy looks heartily angered. Just give me a second to mark down all the different damage. It's 3. All right. And that's your guys. You guys all took your turns, right? So that leaves the remaining chompers. Oh, no. I'm sorry. 3 of the chompers fall limp. So that's half the chompers down. Damn it, my pen's not writing.
Yay.
It's half of the chompers gone kaputski. They all fall. It's like a ricochet of chaos again. In this little corner is just outside the light, so the only thing illuminating it is, Plush Patty's bow, maybe the quick flashes of this rainbow magic. So it's a chaos of light and fur flying all over the place. The light being, the different colored light being refracted even further as it bounces off the glass, sparking in every which direction. Eventually the tooth fairy brings its giant clawed arms up to protect its face from the light. You can see the various serrations in its arm. In its anger, it actually, I think it's gonna charge it's gonna charge Marie. And as it flies and buzzes towards Marie, it spreads its 4 legs wide, and then, in one fell, unified swoop, swings all of them together, attempting to bring the clawed tip of its legs into the knight, Marie Antoinette. Would you roll your defense?
Sure. And I'm knackered, so this is gonna be great.
It's gonna be bad. Yeah, it's gonna be really bad.
All right, so 8 and a 7 minus 5 is a 10.
A 10?
Yeah,
Okay. Whoa. How many hearts you had left?
4.
Or did you already had one condition, right?
I had 2.
You had 2? Okay, so you don't have to roll any. Oh yeah, 4. Duh. Your remaining hearts gets removed as these stingers tear into your stitching, digging out fluffing as it rapidly tears into you with each one of its legs, and it actually starts to cackle as it's doing so in a very high pitched voice.
Marie's head falls to the ground, and she's like, cake.
Yeah. Hearing the laughter from the Tooth Fairy, the 2 remaining chompers actually disperse and run away. They run off in 2 different directions. Or 3 different directions, since there was 3 left. One actually runs towards the grind wheel, and you hear a
Gross.
your guy's turn. It's your guy's turn now. So who would like to take the point?
Princess Sparkles is going to turn and take her quarterstaff and smack the Tooth Fairy as hard as she can.
All right. Just a normal attack?
Yeah.
And your quarterstaff is what, a medium weapon?
I believe so. Yeah, it's not
Otherwise,
large.
feel free to use my head.
So I believe you get an additional bonus to your attack for attacking with a medium weapon.
Yeah, I get a +2, but I'm also supposed to add my bronze, so it'll be a -2. So it's probably just my roll.
Okay. I don't think you use this combat starts a new stitch. I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention that. So you would naturally, if you had spent your good guy bonuses, they would refresh at the beginning of every stitch, every scene.
Okay.
Just in case, I don't know if you guys realize we switched scenes. If you didn't, I'm sorry. That was my fault.
Okay, so I take my roll plus the good guy bonus.
Okay.
So
Are you guys trying to work together? Well, we have Plush Patty's the only one standing that could help you, but if Plush Patty wanted to help you, are you?
I'm going to attack on my own.
Okay, cool. So what did you get?
that would be an 11.
An 11?
Yep.
It seems to, with the motionless body of Marie Antoinette, it's buzzing about and actually dodging you like it's dancing. And as it's picking up its feet in its dance, it's just like moving and twirling Marie's body around. And again, it just like that grin is getting me, girl. That cool. All right. What is Plush Patty doing?
Plush Patty's going to try and shoot the thing's wing and put holes in it. Put holes in the wing so it can't fly around.
Okay, so you're trying to ground it. I think you tell me if you agree with this. In the game, you can attack using environment or traps or very unconventional sort of attacks. And you would roll a single d10, but the effects would be a lot greater. So you're trying to remove one of its limbs, it sounds like. Its wings.
Yeah,
To
I
me-
guess
to-
that's true.
To me, it sounds like it's something that's really hard to do, but would have greater effect if you succeed.
Right, we'll
So-
give it a go.
Yeah, what I would say is roll a single d10. You're using your magic, so your battle magic, so you would apply your brains. But if you succeed, for every point you succeed, you do significantly more damage.
Well, I rolled an 8. Plus 4 is 12.
And 8 plus 4 is 12. Your beam goes a little wide, but it continues to dance and cackle and just sort of mockingly play with the knight's body trapped in its legs.
Damn it.
Now with just the Tooth Fairy remaining, it's cackling, its tongue is just sort of waggling everywhere, with its claws just whapping about, and the tongue quickly retracts into its mouth, and it goes, sucking its teeth at you a bit. Tisk, 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 tisk. And then it starts cackling again. It drops Marie's body, and it drops Marie's body, and it starts to shake. It starts to shake and, twirl, kind of. Oh, what's that? What are you sending? Oh, yeah. It starts to shake and twirl violently, and as it's spinning, you can see powder sort of flying off of it like dust that glints and catches actually Patty's light in it, and the different rainbow light. Each little speck of dust is catching a different colored ray of light, and then it bats its wings, and all the dust seems to fly directly towards Princess Sparkles. Princess Sparkles, I need you to roll me a conflict resolution, but you apply your brains.
Nice.
So it's a 2d10 plus your brains.
13.
13? Okay. So you can feel yourself like inhaling these little dusts and sparkles. And your mind starts to wander just a little bit before you shake your head, and knowing that you have to focus at the task at hand, you shake this out of your head, and no effect. You take no effect. It's your guys' go.
Well, this time I think I'm just gonna try and shoot it directly with some magic.
Now, because this is a test, all right, I'm going to offer some ideas. Though you're rolling the 1d10, remember, anytime you guys roll, you can usually work together as long as you can narrate how you're helping. So you still have an ally up. If she chooses, she can work together with you to succeed at that attack. Excuse me.
All right, well then I'll try and take off a wing again, if Princess Sparkles will help me.
Yeah, I'll act like I'm gonna bash at it one way so it'll fly the other way.
Okay. That sounds brainsy. That fake out, which is awesome. But Plush Patty, you can apply your brains, roll 1d10, and Princess Sparkle, you roll 1d10. Both d10s are added together, and we see what happens.
got a 6.
I got a 7.
Okay, so that's a 13. And what is your brains plush?
4.
6 and a 7, 13. A 17. You nip its wing. Like, it dances to one side, avoiding the feigned attack. And starts to giggle as the magic comes towards it. And at the last second, it spins away. Your rainbow beam just barely glancing it, but it leaves like a big hole, and it drops to the floor. And it's like, and its little, its damaged wing, it's still there, but with a hole through it, and it's smoking, but the smoke is in different colors.
Good, perfect.
And I still have an action.
You helped. So helping sacrifices your turn to help.
That's my action. Okay.
So the Tooth Fairy turns around, angered, obviously, at Plush Patty for what this foul knight dared do. It actually roars at Plush Patty. Its tongue unfurls like a carpet at a 5-star sort of public event. And then this caustic smoke billows out from the Tooth Fairy's maw. Plush Patty, can you roll me? Make me a roll and apply your brawn.
Well, I got 2 6s, but I'm wimpy, so I get -1. So 11.
All right. You get the special condition rotten.
Mm-hmm.
So your fur begins to sort of decay. Your stitches grow old. Your stuffing starts to lose its form and shrink like you are an old discarded bear, and you're withering and rotting away. You lose 1 heart. At the beginning of your turn, you lose 1 heart every turn.
Right, well, that'll take me down. I've only got 1 heart left.
So it does that, and it starts coughing. And then it turns to look at at Princess Sparkles, who is rather large, and just shaking its head like ha ha. But it's your guys' go. Plush Patty falls as she loses her only heart.
Okay, so I have Mending Touch, so I can use my healing magic up to throwing distance.
Okay.
So
you have 2 allies that are down. Actually, really quick before you go, I would like to go to Marie. Marie, while you're down and the tether between the doll and the soul that animates the doll is weak, what visions do you see? Memories of your child do you have?
I remember sitting in a box for a long, long time. People picking me up, tossing me down when they see my head is not attached to my neck. It's broken. And one girl picked me up, said, "Oh, it's Marie Antoinette, Mommy. You know, the one who lost her head." She's like, "You can come to my tea party."
All right.
And she takes Marie Antoinette home and sits her down and gives her tea and picks up her head so she can drink the tea and cleans up her dress and just like, "You're a pretty princess."
Speaking of princesses, Princess Sparkles. You know, two of your allies are down. One has been gone from the fight for a little bit. The other one just dropped to her knees, and the beautiful pastel colors of her patchwork, form are losing their luster, losing their colors. What is it that you, the lone standing knight, do?
I'm gonna gather as much healing magic as I can. My horn is sparkling and glowing with this neon pink glitter. I'm just gonna try to heal one of my allies.
Okay.
Probably Marie.
So as you're focusing, you can hear like the cackling, the grind wheel going. Okay.
It's a 15.
So she regains 3 hearts.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yay!
Marie gets up and she's just like, "Oh, where's the tea party and the cake?"
No cake, Marie. There's just a tooth fairy we need to take down.
Yep, and you see that little fairy no longer flying, sort of wobbling on the floor, standing on the tips of its claws, just cackling, its tongue lashing about, making sounds of being displeased at the raising of Marie.
"No more cake for you, you rotting fairy." And I am going to pick up my head and use it like a flail to hit this thing.
All right, so how big is your head exactly?
Well,
Would you consider it a small weapon, a medium weapon, or a large weapon?
medium or large, I would say.
Your choice. Which one would it be?
I suppose kind of large because I'm like a porcelain doll.
All right. So, using it as a large bashy weapon, roll your attack. And this, of course, applies.
Is there like is there some sort of bonus for large weapons? I only looked at the small pokey ones.
Well, large weapons, if you succeed, for every point you succeed, when you succeed, you deal 2 additional points of damage.
Ooh. All right. Let's see. 2d10 plus my brown. Okay, I rolled a 2 and a 10, and it's plus 3, so 15.
15?
Yes.
Good God. The tooth fairy sort of like throws up one of its large clawed hands and, doesn't catch, but like pushes your head and just deflects it.
Actually,
yeah.
I mean, can I use my good guy bonus to make myself hit harder?
Yeah. You can use your good guy bonus to add to your roll.
Yeah. Okay, so plus 3, 18.
So 18? 18. You do 1, 2, 3. All right. It does the same thing to push your head, to deflect your head, right? But like at the last moment, pouring everything you had into the blow, your head is just too large and heavy, and it actually punches itself in the face. And when it does so, it explodes into countless, teeth. And as the teeth hit the floor, they puff up into white smoke.
Oh,
Yay!
Marie,
You literally did the last 3 black hearts of damage that it had. The last 3 black, just enough to defeat it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that has been Knights of the Lamb. Like the last thing I think will like go out is the door opens again. with a half drunk old man. He's got like the stick and the glass in his hand this time. He's like, "What? Oh, damn rats!" As he sees the chompers and everything sort of fades to black. And you hear, a kid coughing in the blackness. And another adult's voice saying, "Looks like she's going to be all right, Tim." Dun, 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 we're over! Yeah.
Yay!
Right, sorry, but I thought, I thought you guys were going to try to throw the fairy into the grind wheel. I was waiting for that. I'm like, oh, they're going to do
I
it.
didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can do a lot with the system. It's, very narrative. The first 2 games that I ran and one, the aspect of fear was pulled through a gate, and it became a doll on the other side of the gate. And in the other one, it was more of both times they won, it was not through sheer force. But considering what you guys faced, you actually did really well. So yeah, what do you guys think of Knights of the... Let me get Alex first, since it's just about time for Alex to go.
I thought it was pretty good. I definitely want to give it a couple more plays before I really thought that I knew for sure what I thought, but I think it's got potential. Most of the things that I have to say about the system is just the organization of the document itself. Like the gameplay is solid.
All right, awesome. Marie Antoinette. That was your experience with it.
Pretty awesome. I thought I was dead, but I managed to come back and smash it with my head.
That's using your noggin.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely fun. I kind of had a little issue remembering the rules, but maybe that's just me, and I just need to read it again a little more. I don't know how I could help, but
first game, it's fine.
Absolutely loved this game.
That hero head attack, literally to the T. You remove the exact amount of black hearts with that last hit. And last but not least, our sparkly unicorn friend.
Yeah, I really liked it. Like you said, the gameplay is really good. It's mostly just getting like the rules and stuff organized in the document, because some of it was a little confusing, but yeah, mostly it was really good.
Yeah. Again, this is still in I consider it the alpha stages.
Yeah.
I do know that there's bound to be errors even in the writing and stuff. I don't write words very good. I'm a little bit dyslexic. But that and the fact that even though there's 2 of us working on the system, same eyes, it gets hard to pick out everything at times. So any feedback, any ideas is more than welcome. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed. With that, I'm going to go offline real quick because I forgot to go offline. So yeah, for anyone who stayed and watched our brave, intrepid knights battle the forces of darkness and rise triumphantly, thank you. Don't forget, you can email, point of inspiration if you want to get in on the next closed playtest, which I think is the mini campaign, 20-something. You do have some time, which will be running through an entire adventure series in 2 days. So get on it, and later.